Hello everyone, it's Abba of the Black Book Space. I'm here, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite romance novels called The Boyfriend Project. So if you're interested in hearing about this steamy little romance novel by Farah Roshan, then you need to stay tuned. Okay, so I'm back. So first of all, I want to tell you guys about this park, right? One of my favorite things to do is to sit outside and read. That is one of the ways that I rest, right? So our book of the month is Rest is Resistance, and it's all about resting, right? How do you define rest? One of my ways is being outside, right? Being away from all the fluorescent lights, having the sun on my face, heat on my back. None of those things are happening right now because it's kind of chilly and it is not sunny, but it's still really nice to be outside getting some fresh air. And so I get to be near some water. It's really beautiful, some palm trees, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm not in Hawaii right now, these little palm trees that are in Arizona will have to do. So, The Boyfriend Project. It's one of my favorite books. I love this book, first of all, because it's really cute. Like, it just has a really cute story. But I like it a lot because it's about professional people. So the main character's name is Samia Brooks, and she's getting ready to develop an app. She is like one of those nerdy techie girls, you know what I'm saying? Like myself, I'm not techie, but I'm a huge nerd. You know the type. So that is the type of lady that is in this book. And, you know, she was sworn off men for a little while. She and her friends, who also have books about them as well, you guys got to check those books out, have decided that they're gonna take a little break from being with men for a while because they all experienced this crazy situation with the same guy. So her friends London and Taylor have books as well. They were on the 6 months pack. We are not dating. We're gonna be focusing on ourselves. One of them is focusing on getting her fitness business together. The other one's a doctor she's focusing on. Hers is really funny, but she's focusing on trying to find a hobby. And this one, Samia, is working on finishing her app. You know, there's a lot of money in apps, right? So she's really trying to like figure this out so she can leave this crazy job she's at. But while she's at this job, she's like, I'm off, man. I'm not talking to any of these fools. Like, this is not what I want to be doing anymore. I'm not wasting my time with them. And then, of course, what happens? In walks this incredibly handsome guy named Daniel, right? He comes in there out of nowhere, and she's like, what in the world? This is not what I was looking for. And he's not the type, of course, that's just gonna mind his business and do what he's supposed to be doing, just doing his work. No, he has to come to work every day looking good, smelling good, and talking to Samia. And that is not what she was looking for in her life. But after a while, you know what I'm saying, he got in there. Like, he finagled his way into her pact where she was like, I'm staying off men. And next thing you know, they were seeing each other, right? So of course that's what happened, because that's what always happens. And that's how I get hooked into books like these when I'm really supposed to be reading a lot more nonfiction books. But I can't because this book was so good. So I highly recommend this book because I think it shows us in a different way, right? A lot of books like really have really similar storylines. This one's very different. I don't want to give it away, but something happens in here that you wouldn't believe. And Daniel is able to save the day at her job. So it's really, really nice. It's a really, really good book, and I highly recommend it. One of my favorite scenes out of this book, right, between Mr. Daniel and Miss Samia. There was no formal policy prohibiting inter-office relationships, but Samia got the sense it was frowned upon, especially between supervisors and subordinates. She could recall the gossip floating around trendsetters not long after she arrived about a former supervisor who started a relationship with a programmer. There was never an official reprimand, but that gossip had lasted for months, right? So she's considering, she's like, this man is fine. Like, I don't know about this. Like, should I go after him? Should I not? Because I'm his boss. I don't know, but he looks so good. She's thinking about it, right? She's considering, and it is going to happen. So this is where she's thinking about whether or not she should go for this, right? She wasn't technically Daniel's boss, but his team co-captain on the Leland Group project had placed her in a position of authority. She could not ignore the potential hit her reputation would take if word got out that she was getting extra friendly with the hot new guy at the office. So she's wondering, she doesn't want to be a part of the rumor mill. because this job is already kind of shady in the first place, and she just doesn't want that in her life. But she's still thinking about it because it looks really good. You know what I'm saying? Then again, F it, and the real word is there. She spent these past few weeks at the center of the juiciest gossip to hit trendsetters' offices in months. What was a little more? So with that, she's talking about what happened before. This is a spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. We're in one of the other books. She and her friends were actually seeing the same guy, and they didn't know. So, and it went all over social media because he was a shady person, and it all came out. Daniel turned his attention back to his computer, but she continued to study him from her side of the table. After several minutes passed, he lifted his head, a worried look in his eyes. What? Daniel asked, and that's where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to leave you on that little cliffhanger because I really want you to read this book. I want you to check it out. I want you to see Black love at its finest in this book, The Boyfriend Project. So, whatever you do today, I hope you do something that brings you joy, and I hope that includes reading a really good book like this. If you've read this book, tell me what you thought. What was your favorite part? If you've read any of the others of the series, let me know what you thought about those as well. See you later.